Life is life. It happens to everyone. But the people that are not prepared, the people that don't take the time to build resiliency, build self-love, when things happen to them, it's overwhelm, it's depression, it's anxiety. Welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Perez. My goal is to make success after service accessible to every veteran in society. I believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. What we have been doing has not been working, and it's on us to start changing the culture. Enjoy the episode, and thank you for your time. Today is about self-love, and why a lot of the things that I talk to you guys about that anger. I talk to you guys about using that fire in your belly, that freaking anger that you have inside you to be the reason why you decide to make a change in your life. And I do believe that. That is the truth. That is the thing that I absolutely 1000% believe, that it can start from a place of being so angry with your current situation that you decide that you are done living life this way. That you made the decision that you are going to start working out, start eating healthier, quit that job, end the marriage, whatever is happening in your life that you know is keeping you stuck. It can start from a place of having hate to where you're at, but eventually it has to transition. There is a journey from self-hate of what you've done and where you've been to self-love. Now, how can we go from self-hate to self-love? So picture this for a moment. Every morning when you wake up and you face yourself in the mirror, what if instead of facing your biggest critic, the person that brings you down the most, the person that says how angry you are at yourself or what you've done, you met your most passionate supporter, your biggest cheerleader, the person that is in your corner no matter what, because that's what it is. You have to understand that you are here, not because you hate your body, not because you hate what you've been or what you've done, but because you love yourself enough to change the freaking path of your life. You have to switch roles. You have to start treating yourself differently. The way that you see yourself, the world will see you the same way, because if you talk down about yourself, if you use self-deprecating humor, if you constantly talk about what you can't do instead of knowing what you can do, you will continue to eventually get stuck at a point where you can't get past it, because it has to be a self-love journey. When you see self-hate, when you use self-hate, it's like placing shackles on your feet. It is like limiting your growth. It is like saying that you can only get so far because you can't get past a certain level. You can still move, but every single step is a struggle. Every single achievement feels harder than it actually needs to be, because you're not happy with it, because you're still angry at yourself instead of celebrating what you're doing. Celebrating the fact that you've accomplished something that you never thought you'd be able to do. Making sure you consistently go to the gym. Making sure that you make a commitment to actually getting on a healthy meal plan and not doing an old school, crazy, freaking one of those beach body programs that doesn't work. Making sure that you're so proud of the changes that you're making in your life that you start changing your mind about how you think people see you, and being proud and sharing the changes that you're making in your life. Making sure that the situation that you are in at the age that you are at is going to be a defining moment for you, and you love yourself enough to understand that the responsibility is on you. And maybe it is unfair. Maybe life did hand you a bad deck of cards, but like at the end of the day, how cool will it be that you were able to get through it because you love yourself enough to do so? Making sure that you are now in a place where you have to be the example for someone. It's not just you. You have children. You have a beautiful child that you've brought into this world. You cannot hate yourself, because that hate will radiate towards him. You are responsible for a life. Not allowing yourself to tell yourself that, well, this has been a bad month, and you know what, I fell off the gym a little bit, and I'm so angry, and I hate myself so much because I couldn't do it. No. Look back on what you have done. Get back on it. When you fall off track, all you have to do is get back on that track. It's like railings. You are a freaking train. You're not derailed. You just get back on it. Understanding that as life comes at you and you feel like it's coming 100 miles an hour, somehow you have found a way. Somehow you have found a way to love yourself so much that everything that is coming at you doesn't feel like chaos, but you are finding a way to create peace in your life, even though it's hard. Even though it's hard. You are in charge of your life. You are the owner of what happens in your future. There's ownership in that. Understanding that just because you have an employment right now that is making you feel miserable and you went through a period of your life that maybe wasn't the best time, it was a very formative time for you. Because it is going to be the thing that catapults you to the next level of your life and you are open to the opportunities. It's not overwhelmed. And it is exciting. Taking on challenges in your life. Loving yourself so much that you refuse to stay stuck. And you decide that you're going to go ahead and start something different and new and something that you thought you couldn't do. And you're learning and you're growing, but you're changing. You're willing to put yourself out there. There is a win in that. We can stay stuck. We can stay comfortable. We can do okay in life, but do we want to do okay? Or do we want to love ourselves enough to understand that there's so much more growth out there for us? Being blissfully dissatisfied. Understanding that just because everything has been one way for so long and you have felt like life is just what it is, somehow you have found a way. Somehow you have found a way to create all these new challenges in your life and to step out of your comfort zone. And you are restructuring your entire life, whether you know it or not. There is so much self-love in that. There is so much self-love in that. When you are at a place in your life that you know that there are challenges coming your way, think back on all the challenges that you've already faced and you've already freaking conquered in this year. It's not even a factor. You've built not just resiliency in who you are, not just discipline in what you've been doing, not just the fact that you can wake your ass up and go to the gym when a lot of us struggle with that, myself included. But whatever happens at jobs, at your work, in life, with friends, with family, whatever, you have the tools to handle them. You've built your skill set, your tool set. You're much more capable. And don't forget that. Love yourself for that. Thinking that you are at an age where you cannot make a change in your life. And you've told yourself for the longest that you can't make progress. And then slowly but surely, you decide to commit. And you commit even more and more and more. And you build a home gym. And you start to see the progress. And you stop telling people what you're doing because it's your journey. And you're creating your life because you love yourself so much that you know that you not only deserve this, but you need to earn it for yourself. And nothing is stopping you. Nothing is holding you back. And you can tell the world to F off because this is your life, your journey, and you are in the driver's seat. It's not that life throws stuff at you that it thinks that you can handle. It's just that you are preparing so much for life that when stuff does come your way, you handle it. Life is life. It happens to everyone. But the people that are not prepared, the people that don't take the time to build resiliency, build self-love, build that freaking discipline muscle, when things happen to them, it's overwhelm, it's depression, it's anxiety. It's the fact that they lose a job and they think that their world is falling apart and the first thing that they quit on is themselves. Yet you found a way to make sure that you turned the situation into a huge positive. Loving yourself so much that you have to understand that you have to love yourself for others to love you as well. Loving yourself enough to tell yourself that I am going through something right now. It's going to be hard. It's going to knock me down. I am going to feel like there are days when I don't want to go to the gym. But future, you need to. in 1 year from now, you will look back and you will either tell yourself that you were waiting for something to be done, for you to be able to move on, to start taking care of yourself, to start loving yourself enough to actually commit to excellence, not perfection, but excellence. And instead, you are doing it now because you understand that it counts. You understand that life is not going to wait for you. And you have to love yourself so others can love you, because if you don't love yourself the right way, you attract what you are. So love yourself. And last but not least, loving yourself enough to bet not just on yourself, but on the fact that you are willing to dive all in on a vision and make it yours as well. Loving yourself enough to know that you want to run a marathon, not because you want to run a marathon, but because you know that you can, because you know that you want to, because you demand more of yourself. Understanding that it is uncomfortable to record yourself on video and posting videos and running a business that was a freaking baby 2 years ago. And now it is freaking so large that we have to do KPIs and client trackers and manage this and manage that. And yet you're freaking doing it because you love yourself enough to know that you're capable of it, my man. And be proud of that. And don't be angry at the things that have happened in the past. Love yourself enough to understand that the future is coming and greatness is coming, right? I want you guys to understand that when you carry hate inside of you, when you carry anger, when you carry jealousy, envy, it is a poison that kills you. It is like carrying a poison that is killing you. Imagine putting every negative thought, every piece of anger and resentment and just jealousy that you feel into a rock that you're carrying. It weighs on you. It weighs on you. You can't free yourself of that. Now imagine setting that rock down, that pack, and slowly but surely taking out every single thing that is holding you back from your past. Letting go of the things that are giving you the extra weight. Taking out some of that extra weight that people have thrown in there, that you haven't even allowed in there, but that people have thrown in there because you've allowed them into your life. You've allowed them to control your happiness levels. Let go of it. Don't be angry at yourself, at anybody else. No resentment, no envy, no jealousy. Everything needs to come from a place of love. That's what shedding self-hate feels like. That's what shedding anger feels like. How you talk to yourself isn't just talk. It will become true either way. It's the story that you believe. You have to understand that negative self-talk is like constructing a wall brick by brick between you and your dreams. You gotta freaking demolish it. Negative self-talk and having self-hate is the reason why you doubt yourself. I am delusionally optimistic. However, it's only a delusion if you don't act on it. And self-love is not about just self-help BS. It is the fuel in your tank. It is the thing that is going to keep you going on that workout when you don't feel like doing it. It's the thing that's going to keep you going when you're tired and you want to give in to that freaking mediocrity. It's what powers you through those tough workouts, those challenging days, and the toughest times of your life. I want you guys to transition out of your old mindset. I want you guys to be self-aware. I want you guys to understand that for every self-critical thought, actively try and counter it with 2 positive details about yourself. Double down on positivity. Confidence is not only about positive affirmations. It's having an undeniable stack of evidence behind you that you did what you said you were going to do. It is irrefutable. And again, this isn't me telling you that you're all a bunch of negative Nancys. No. This is me telling you that you're human. This is me telling you that it doesn't have to be that you lost your job. It could be as much as someone cut you off in traffic and you allow that to piss you off for an hour or so. It could be that right now your finances are not in order, but you keep saying that it's because, well, bills are going to happen. Be more responsible with your money and take control of it by managing it, by budgeting. It could be the fact that you get to the gym and you start to feel all this overwhelm because of all the people there. What can you do? Love yourself enough to throw on your freaking baseball hat, your freaking headphones, and get in your zone, and do not let people influence what you do or what you don't do. I want you guys to think about your lives. I want you guys to understand that, again, it's not about you being negative all the time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're human, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I've started a new routine for myself. And when I create a new routine for myself, the best way that I find for it to actually stick is to create a ritual out of it. And it's in my calendar. So I am hypercritical of myself. And every day, at the end of the day, I would always feel like I did not do enough. I could have done more. And I started realizing I did a lot. So now around noon, I look at my morning and I think about what I've accomplished so far. Today I woke up, I freaking jumped in my ice barrel. I got a sick freaking pump and a workout with Sam at the gym. Did some business time with Sam. I went to a VA appointment. I recorded 3 podcast episodes today. I went live and I'm here. And all of that is because I love myself, because I understand where I want to be in a year. I understand what I want to achieve out of life. I understand that if I am going to tell you guys that I am undeniable and I am irrefutable and I am relentless, then I need to freaking act like it. The moments that matter the most, the moments that matter the very most, are the moments when no one is watching. When you don't have your partner in the room with you, holding you accountable and making you go to the gym or not go to the gym. When you don't show up to the coaching calls and you have to make the decision to go to bed on time. When you are going to the gym and you make the decision to whether you want to really go or you want to veer off the path and freaking take it easy for the day. The moments that matter the most are the moments when no one is watching. Because if you follow through and you do what you said you were going to do, you are going to build your confidence beyond belief, because your integrity is going to skyrocket. Integrity is what you do when no one else is looking. But if you don't, and you veer off the path, that is when you're going to know that you're full of BS. And you have to avoid those moments. You have to avoid them like the freaking plague, because they will destroy your self-confidence that you've been building in moments. It takes you a long time to build the confidence to tell yourself that I can go to the gym, I can stay consistent, I can meal prep, I can get my 10,000 steps a day. But it takes a freaking moment for you to tell yourself, I'm not putting on my walking shoes and I'm not going to do my walk today, and I'm going to sit here and eat a pint of ice cream. And just like that, you destroy everything that you've tried to do, because now you have that doubt. Have enough self-love to get your ass up and do your freaking steps, because you know you're going to feel better afterwards. Treat yourself the way that you would treat someone that you are responsible for taking care of. That's from Jordan Peterson's book. And I truly believe that. So allow what you do to come from a place of self-love, not self-hate. Let go of the anger. It's only holding you back. Thank you for your time. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the VetRise Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or simply gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone you think could benefit from my message. Your share could light a spark for them. You don't know who you might save. For more insights and to join our mission, follow my socials at JP, the Veteran Coach, and explore how we can rise together. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget that we are stronger together. My name is Juan Perez, and thank you for your time.